I didn't notice the moment it started, only that I had become the person who kept things from stopping, not in a dramatic way. Just small continuities. The electricity that didn't flicker. The internet that didn't drop mid-sentence. Groceries that appeared before anyone realized they were low. It wasn't a role anyone assigned to me. It formed slowly, like condensation, bills forwarded to my email. Can you just handle this one? Becoming, you're better at these things anyway. I didn't mind at first. There's a quiet satisfaction in preventing problems before they exist. It makes you feel necessary. But necessary isn't the same as seen. Thanksgiving that year felt like all the others. Crowded kitchen, overlapping conversations, the performance of closeness. I was setting the table when my father said it, almost absently. "This is our thanks for your little support," he added, gesturing vaguely in my direction as if completing a thought no one had asked for. It landed softly. That was the problem. No one reacted. My mother kept stirring something. My aunt smiled at nothing in particular. The word little didn't echo, it just settled like it belonged there. I remember thinking, briefly, maybe I misunderstood, so I said it plainly. I stopped paying the bills. Not loudly, not even confrontational, just accurate. There was a pause, then laughter, not harsh, not cruel. The kind of laughter reserved for things that don't need to be taken seriously. "Sure you did," my father said, already reaching for his glass. That was the end of it. I left a little later. I told them I had an early morning. No one argued. My coat was still warm from the hallway when I stepped outside. I kept expecting my phone to ring, not immediately, but sometime that night, or the next morning. Something casual. "Did you mean what you said?" Or, "Can we talk?" It didn't. The first week felt like a delayed reaction. I checked my email more often than usual, as if something might arrive addressed to all of us, not just me. It didn't. The bills I used to handle stopped appearing. Either they'd changed the contact, or things were simply waiting. I downsized quietly, moved into a smaller place, canceled what I didn't need. The silence was different, not heavy, just unoccupied. No reminders, no last-minute requests. I thought I would feel relieved. Instead, I kept noticing the absence of being expected. There's a strange emptiness in realizing your usefulness was the loudest part of your presence. Around the third week, a message came from my mother. "Do you know why the internet isn't working?" I stared at it longer than necessary. Typed a response, deleted it. Typed again. "I'm not managing that anymore." She read it. Didn't reply. After that, nothing. Time didn't rush. It stretched. I built routines that didn't depend on anyone else's oversight. Groceries for one. Electricity usage that made sense for a single person. Evenings that ended when I decided, not when something broke. I didn't feel stronger. Just more defined. A month later, my father called. Not to talk, not really. "Can you come by?" No explanation. Just that. The house looked the same from the outside, which almost made it worse. Inside, the difference was subtle but undeniable. The air felt paused, like something had been interrupted and never resumed. The kitchen light flickered when I turned it on. My mother was sitting at the table, papers spread in front of her, not organized, just gathered. My father stood near the window, arms crossed in a way that wasn't defensive, just uncertain. There was no anger in the room. That surprised me. Only a kind of quiet recalibration. "The utilities," my mother said, not looking at me directly. "They sent notices." I nodded. Not because I already knew, but because it made sense that this is how it would show up. Not as a realization, but as a consequence. "We thought it was just delayed," my father added. The sentence trailed off, unfinished. No one said, "We didn't think you meant it." No one said, "We didn't understand what you were doing." But it was there, between the words they chose not to use. I walked through the house, almost out of habit. The small things stood out immediately. The thermostat set lower than usual, the fridge less full, the subtle signs of adjustment without direction. When I came back to the kitchen, they were both watching me. Not expectantly. Not even hopefully. Just waiting. I can help, I said. My voice sounded different than I expected, not softer. Just measured. They didn't respond right away. But not like before, I added. That part mattered more than the offer itself. My mother nodded first, slowly, as if agreeing to something she hadn't fully articulated yet. My father didn't nod. But he didn't disagree either. We didn't discuss details that day. Not fully. Just enough to stabilize what was already slipping. A payment here, a call scheduled, a list started, not by me alone. When I left, no one walked me to the door. But this time, it didn't feel like dismissal. Outside, the air was colder than I remembered, or maybe I just noticed it more. I sat in my car for a while before starting it. There wasn't a sense of victory, no moment where things flipped cleanly from one state to another. Just a shift, quiet but firm. I wasn't invisible anymore, but I also wasn't returning to the version of myself they had grown used to. Somewhere between those two things, something had settled into place. Not closure, just a different shape of connection, and for the first time, it didn't depend on me holding everything together.